actually just moves me down. That's all I
Hello friends, this is Rick and Jess Adventures.
If you've been accompanying us on our journey so far, welcome back. We genuinely value your continued support and interest in our adventures.
For those just joining us, let's quickly catch you up. We're from Las Vegas and this travel guide is from a multi-country Southern Africa vacation.
In the preceding episodes, we delved into the wonders of the Okavango Delta in Botswana and experienced the grandeur of Victoria Falls from the perspective of both the Zambia and Zimbabwe sides.
For this travel guide, our adventures take us from Victoria Falls to an epic road trip where we navigate through the incredible country of Namibia.
Now, to get to Namibia from Victoria Falls, we took a 2-hour direct flight with Discover Airlines, formerly branded as Eurowings, to Windhoek.
It's important to note that at the time of our travels, this direct flight was only scheduled on Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays.
Whenever feasible, we strive to avoid booking flights with connections as they can often consume an entire vacation day. If you're the same way, it would be worthwhile to plan your trip itinerary around the schedule of these direct flights.
For entry requirements, at the time of our visit, tourist visas were not required for U.S. citizens for visits fewer than 90 days per calendar year. Passports must have at least 6 months validity remaining beyond the planned date of departure. Also, the passport needs to have 3 completely blank pages. These requirements are typical among most countries that we visited.
When it comes to Namibia, there are a number of highlights worth traveling across the world to see. For this specific trip, our priority was to see a unique landscape unlike anywhere else that we've seen before. This dreamscape is Sossusvlei.
Unfamiliar with Namibia, our first instinct was to reach out to tour companies for a custom itinerary quote. Regrettably, none of the quotes fell within our budget constraints. Undeterred, we opted for a self-drive adventure, renting a car to independently explore the country.
Now, for some essential car rental advice. As the old adage wisely states, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When it comes to trip planning, we believe in taking extra precautions to ensure a smooth journey.
When renting a car for Namibia, we highly recommend opting for a 4x4 vehicle. Not only does it offer superior traction and stability, but crucially, it provides ample ground clearance. Given that many of the roads on our itinerary were gravel, renting a 4x4 helps to ensure a more comfortable ride.
For added peace of mind, at the time you make your reservation, we also suggest requesting a second spare tire to be doubly prepared for any unforeseen circumstances.
Preparation is key before embarking on your road trip adventure. Begin by acquainting yourself with the routes you'll traverse. We highly recommend tapping into the local knowledge by seeking advice on the optimal path, as road conditions can change.
In our case, we sought guidance from the Kulala Desert Lodge for directions from Windhoek to their property.
Once armed with directions, meticulously chart your course and familiarize yourself with the road classifications, which are denoted by letters such as B, C, or D. From our experience, these letters are in alphabetical order of the quality of the road. For example, B was used for asphalt or paved highways, C was used for gravel roads, and D may have been used for gravel roads that are graded or smoothed less often. If your journey entails significant travel on gravel roads, we strongly advise verifying and adjusting your vehicle's tire pressure accordingly.
For a comfortable ride, let's briefly discuss tire pressure. Upon renting our vehicle, the tire pressure was initially set for urban or asphalt driving at 2.5 bar, which is the metric unit for tire pressure. However, if your route primarily consists of gravel roads, it's advisable to adjust the tire pressure to approximately 1.8 to 2 bar for a smoother journey. This adjustment significantly enhances comfort as it reduces the bumpiness on the road.
It's noteworthy that we didn't encounter soft sand terrain during our travels, which typically demands further adjustments in tire pressure. During our Sandwich Harbour excursion, our guide indicated a tire pressure of 1 bar for such conditions.
Returning to the driving discussion, if you're journeying from the United States to Namibia, it's crucial to note that driving is conducted on the left-hand side of the road, a tradition inherited from British colonial rule.
Briefly put, South Africa, once a British colony, managed a territory that would eventually become Namibia.
Now, 2 final preparation tips. If you are relying on your phone for navigation, be wary of potential cellular dead zones in remote Namibian regions. To mitigate this challenge, you can preemptively download a map of the region for offline usage, ensuring uninterrupted guidance throughout your journey.
Lastly, due to the lack of cell phone coverage in the rural areas, you do have an option to rent a satellite phone, which could give you that added peace of mind.
Now, back to our arrival in Windhoek. Our direct flight arrived at 5:15 p.m. Due to arriving in the early evening, we opted to spend the night in the city.
To be brief, our intended route would have required driving on unlit gravel roads, which would be difficult to see at night and dangerous. In addition, there are animals that frequently cross roads, which is another hazard that should be avoided.
With that being said, we picked up our rental car from the airport and made our way to our first accommodation in Windhoek, the Weinberg. This is about a 30-minute drive from the Hosea Kutako International Airport.
As with any hotel booking, we like to research its reviews, location, and room pictures before we make our selection. One resource to do this research is TripAdvisor. As you can see, this hotel was rated well.
A major selling point for us was that this hotel was conveniently located near several outstanding restaurants.
On our first evening, we dined at the Butcher Block Steakhouse, and it exceeded our expectations. Beginning with delectable escargot and oysters, we then indulged in perfectly cooked steaks. The accompanying cocktails were also exceptional, adding to the overall dining experience.
Before delving into our hotel experience, let's address a crucial aspect of vacation planning, ensuring you have the right travel adapters. It's a routine task, but one that can make or break your trip's convenience. For most destinations, a universal travel adapter is sufficient, but for our journey to Namibia, it's essential to note that they primarily use Type D and Type M plugs. Typically, these plugs are not covered by universal adapters.
To stay ahead of the game, I prefer to be extra prepared. In addition to packing a universal travel adapter, I make sure to include at least one country-specific adapter to cover all bases. This simple step ensures seamless connectivity throughout our adventures in Namibia, allowing us to focus on the incredible experiences that await us. Now it's back to the room tour.
And here we are in possibly the greatest room I've ever seen in my life. First we have our very own kitchenette with the greatest refrigerator I've ever seen. It will not be here when we leave. Over here you'll notice we have beautiful seating area, our very own dining room, and you'll notice one thing is missing, the bed, because we have an incredible loft. Had no idea this is what the room was going to be like. We opened the door and it was just jaw-droppingly beautiful. Coming up this beautiful spiral staircase, you can see our fantastic bedroom. Right over here, I love this door. Go into the bathroom. See, we have a shower, tub, vanity, and toilet, so everything we need, just a lot prettier. For the next day, our plan was to wake up early, have breakfast, and then embark on the first leg of our epic road trip, which was driving south toward the Kulala Desert Lodge in Sossusvlei.
Specifically, the directions we received from the lodge had us going south out of Windhoek on the B1 towards Rehoboth.
After passing the town, we turned right on the C24, and after 39 kilometers, we turned right again on the D1261, which leads you to Nauchas.
At Nauchas, you will see a road sign to the Spreekshuk Pass on your right-hand side. We took the D1275 over the spectacular pass, which will connect with the C14 to Solitaire.
Drive with utmost care and engage a low gear, first or second, as you will descend almost 700 meters within the first 4 kilometers.
Turn left at the junction to Solitaire, where you can refuel and enjoy a slice of the famous apple crumble.
Next, we turned right on the C19. After approximately 72 kilometers, we got to the Sesriem C27 turnoff on your right-hand side. Take this road, and after 12 kilometers, you will arrive at the Sesriem entrance gate.
Do not take this entrance, but turn left and continue on the C27 for another approximately 20 kilometers to the entrance to the Kulala Wilderness Reserve on your right-hand side.
Turn right and follow the gravel road for another 15 kilometers to Kulala Desert Lodge.
Embarking on a road trip in Namibia is like delving into a canvas painted by Mother Nature herself. The journey is a tapestry of rugged landscapes, endless horizons, and hidden gems waiting to be discovered.
As we set out from Windhoek, the capital's urban hustle quickly fades into the rearview mirror, giving way to expansive desert landscape. The road stretches out like an endless ribbon, inviting us to explore the untouched wilderness of Namibia.
As we approach the Sesriem Pass, the landscape transforms into a dramatic panorama of rocky cliffs and deep valleys. The road twists and turns, offering breathtaking vistas at every bend.
After navigating the pass, we eventually arrive at our first pit stop, Solitaire. Tucked away in the heart of the Namib Desert, this small outpost is famous for its rustic charm and the mouth-watering apple crumble. We wasted no time in seeking out the legendary treat.
Entering the quaint Solitaire bakery, we're greeted by the warm aroma of freshly baked goods. With eager anticipation, we take our first bite, and it's like tasting a slice of heaven. The sweet tanginess of the apples, perfectly balanced by the buttery crumble, dances on our taste buds, leaving us craving more.
As we indulge in our dessert, we can't help but marvel at the simple beauty of Solitaire. Surrounded by the vast desert plains, it's a place frozen in time, where the pace of life slows down and every moment is savored.
After refueling and stocking up on some road trip supplies, we were ready to complete the first leg of our road trip.
The drive from Solitaire to the lodge in Sossusvlei was less than 2 hours.
Our journey from Windhoek to Sossusvlei was brief, but it left an indelible mark on our hearts. From the breathtaking views of the Sesriem Pass to the irresistible allure of Solitaire's apple crumble, it's already been a road trip we'll never forget.
We ended up arriving at the lodge around 1 p.m. Our arrival around midday couldn't have been more perfectly timed. It afforded us the ideal opportunity to indulge in a delicious meal and acclimate ourselves to the tranquil surroundings before diving into our afternoon activity.
With a satisfying lunch to fuel our exploration and ample time to settle into our comfortable accommodations, we were primed to make the most of our upcoming activities.
For the next couple of days, we will be lodging at the Wilderness Kulala Desert Lodge. The property is an eco-friendly lodge located in Namibia's Sossusvlei region. It offers stunning views of the Namib Desert and the famous red dunes. The lodge provides a range of activities, including guided nature drives to explore the desert's unique flora and fauna, guided walks, and visits to Sossusvlei and Deadvlei for iconic dune landscapes.
Stargazing and hot air balloon rides are also popular options, allowing guests to experience the desert's natural beauty and tranquility. It's an ideal destination for those seeking adventure and a deep connection with the desert environment.
During our visit, the schedule of activities mirrored our experiences at other camps. The wake-up call was around 5:30 a.m., breakfast at 6, morning activity at 6:30, lunch around 11, followed by a siesta, 3:30 p.m. high tea, 4 p.m. afternoon activity, followed by a sundowner dinner at 8.
Here is a video of our accommodations.
Welcome back. We are still in Namibia. However, we've kind of transported ourselves a little bit south. Early this morning we got in the car, drove about 5 to 6 hours on the dirt and gravel roads to get out here to Sossusvlei and the Kulala Wilderness Lodge. So you're here in our room, and you can see it's very similar with the tent structure. We have the thatched roof, and it also has the stacking of the room here with the bed up front. Around back we have some extra seating, extra desk space, and then in the very back of the structure we have the bathroom. You'll notice that the bathroom itself is actually cement. It has the double vanity, toilet, everything we need, and we do have the wonderful shower with the rain shower head, which makes it very nice.
On the agenda for our first afternoon was an immersive nature walk through the desert, a journey that promised to unveil the secrets of the arid landscape's intricate ecosystem. As we ventured forth, guided by our expert leader, we marveled at the resilience of desert life, encountering the remarkable sociable weaver's nest along the way.
This architectural wonder of the avian world captivated our attention, yet our guide offered a word of caution. These nests, while fascinating, can also be home to slithery inhabitants. The possibility of encountering snakes added an unexpected thrill to our exploration, reminding us of the untamed nature of the desert.
Our guide shared stories from his own encounters, including a harrowing tale of surviving a poisonous snake bite, a stark reminder of the desert's unforgiving nature. His first-hand experience underscored the importance of caution and respect for the environment.
In addition to these thrilling encounters, our nature walk offered a crash course in animal tracking, from deciphering footprints to analyzing scat. Yes, you heard that correctly. We delved into the fascinating world of animal droppings, revealing the valuable insights they provide into the desert's inhabitants. By the end of our vacation, we found ourselves equipped with a newfound skill, the ability to identify animals based on their distinctive fecal matter, a unique souvenir from our desert adventure.
Following this intriguing activity, our adventure continued with a visit to an awe-inspiring viewpoint, perfectly timed for an unforgettable sundowner experience. As the golden and red hues of the setting sun painted the horizon, we were treated to a spectacle of nature's grandeur, a moment that etched itself into our memories as one of pure magic and tranquility.
After the sundowner, we drove back to the lodge for a fantastic dinner under the stars. It should be noted that there is an option to make arrangements for sleeping under the stars as well. The setup for this option will be on the roof of your existing accommodation.
It is important to highlight that this unique property offers an exclusive entrance to Sossusvlei, granting early access to one of the most breathtaking landscapes on Earth. If you wish to skip the main gate lines, avoid crowds, and explore in the cooler morning, this feature is a game changer. In our opinion, this feature alone is worth booking your stay here.
Our plan for the following morning was to ascend Big Daddy and explore Deadvlei. Climbing to the summit of the Big Daddy Dune is a truly awe-inspiring journey. This colossal dune reaches an impressive height of approximately 325 meters, or 1,066 feet, and is nestled within the remarkable landscape of Sossusvlei. The effort put into conquering Big Daddy is rewarded with a mesmerizing view of Deadvlei, a hauntingly beautiful clay pan nestled at its base.
Similar to our experiences in other awe-inspiring locations like Machu Picchu or Petra, there's a profound sense of fulfillment that comes from embarking on a journey, putting in the effort to reach a destination, and then being rewarded with a breathtaking vista from a unique perspective. Just as we trekked through the Andes or the canyons in Jordan, the culmination of our ascent to the peak of Big Daddy offered a moment of awe and wonder that will forever be etched in our memories.
Standing at the summit, gazing out at the mesmerizing expanse of Deadvlei stretching out below was nothing short of a revelation. The sheer magnitude of the landscape, the contrast of colors, and the ancient petrified trees scattered across the clay pan created a scene that transcended description. It was a reward for our determination, a moment of pure elation that encapsulated the essence of exploration and discovery. This memory will undoubtedly remain a cherished treasure, a testament to the indelible impact of adventure on the soul.
During our visit in early October, we experienced pleasantly mild weather, with temperatures ranging from a low of 54 degrees Fahrenheit, or 12 degrees Celsius, to a high of 72 degrees Fahrenheit, or 22 degrees Celsius.
For those embarking on the exhilarating climb up the dunes, proper footwear is crucial to navigate the shifting sands safely. The last thing you want is to risk straining your ankles in the midst of your vacation excitement.
If you begin your climb early in the morning, you might find the sand pleasantly cool underfoot, allowing for barefoot exploration. However, as the day progresses and the sun climbs higher in the sky, the sand can quickly heat up, making footwear a necessity to protect your feet from discomfort or burns.
Additionally, a valuable climbing tip to consider is to follow in the footsteps of those who have gone before you. It's often easier to ascend the dunes by stepping into the indentations left by previous climbers, allowing for a more stable and efficient ascent. As a result, timing your climb to follow others can make the journey less strenuous and more enjoyable, maximizing your experience in this extraordinary landscape.
A typical ascent up Big Daddy can take anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour, depending on your pace and fitness level. However, the descent offers a thrilling contrast, with some adventurers making their way down in as little as 5 minutes.
Descending the dune is a truly exhilarating experience as you bound effortlessly down the sandy slope, feeling the soft grains envelop your feet with each step. The sensation of sinking into the sand, accompanied by the unique sound it produces, creates a moment of pure joy and wonder. It's a sensation unlike any other, leaving you feeling connected to the vast expanse of the desert as it seemingly swallows up your footprints with each bound.
Reaching the base of the dune places you right on the surreal and hauntingly beautiful salt pan of Deadvlei. This ancient clay pan is surrounded by towering orange and red sand dunes, some of which are among the tallest in the world, creating a dramatic contrast against a stark white pan of the blackened, skeletal remains of ancient camel thorn trees.
The environment of Deadvlei is characterized by extreme aridity and harsh conditions. The area receives minimal rainfall and scorching temperatures prevail during the day, making it one of the driest places on Earth. These harsh conditions, combined with the high salt content in the soil, prevent most vegetation from growing, resulting in a barren and otherworldly landscape.
The centerpiece of Deadvlei is a collection of dead camel thorn trees that dot the pan. These trees, estimated to be around 900 years old, are believed to have died due to a shift in climate patterns. Despite their stark appearance, the twisted and withered forms of these ancient trees add an eerie beauty to the landscape, serving as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life in the desert. To celebrate our achievement of conquering Big Daddy, we enjoyed some drinks before heading back to the lodge for lunch. For the afternoon activity, we were set to explore the Sesriem Canyon.
Along the way to Sesriem Canyon, we were able to spot and learn about fairy circles. Within the vast expanse of Namibia's arid landscape lie the enigmatic phenomena known as fairy circles. These natural wonders, characterized by barren circular patches of land that are encircled by a ring of grass, have puzzled scientists and mesmerized travelers for decades.
Picture this, in a sea of sand, stretching as far as the eye can see, interrupted only by these mysterious circular formations. Each circle, ranging from a few to several meters in diameter, creates a surreal sight against the backdrop of the desert.
Numerous theories attempt to explain the origin of these fairy circles, yet none have been universally accepted. One prevailing hypothesis suggests that competition for resources, such as water and nutrients, among neighboring plants leads to the creation of these circles.
The plant's root systems are thought to release toxins into the soil, inhibiting the growth of vegetation within the circle, and thereby creating the distinct barren patches.
Another theory proposes that underground termite colonies play a pivotal role in the formation of fairy circles. It is believed that termites feed on the roots of plants within the circle, resulting in their demise and the subsequent formation of the barren patches.
Despite numerous theories, the true origin of fairy circles remains veiled in mystery, adding to their enchantment and allure for adventurous travelers eager to unlock the secrets of nature.
Whether you're drawn to Namibia's breathtaking landscapes or intrigued by the mysteries of the natural world, a visit to these captivating formations promises an unforgettable experience, leaving you awe-inspired and contemplating the wonders of our planet.
On a personal note, our guide revealed intriguing insights into the mystique of fairy circles. He recounted his own experiments with these formations, attempting to plant vegetation within their confines, only to be met with disappointment as his efforts yielded no results. However, when planting right outside the circle, he achieved success, further deepening the mystery surrounding this natural phenomena.
After the thought-provoking fairy circles, we continued forward with our exploration of Sesriem Canyon, which is a geological marvel that tells a story etched in millions of years. As you traverse the canyon, be prepared to be awestruck by the stunning vistas that unfold, showcasing unique rock formations and sculpted landscapes. The raw, untouched beauty of the canyon creates a serene atmosphere, allowing visitors to connect with the ancient forces that shape this natural masterpiece. Discovering the canyon's hidden nooks and crannies reveals the intricate details of its geological wonders, providing a sense of the immense timescale involved in its formation.
With each step, the canyon beckons adventurers to immerse themselves in the breathtaking beauty of Namibia's ancient landscapes.
Just like the previous day, following our afternoon activity, our guide led us to a breathtaking spot for a sundowner, where we could unwind and reminisce about the day's adventures while being treated to nature's majestic sunset. Returning to the lodge for dinner, we were delighted to be serenaded by the talented staff with a captivating cultural performance. It serves as a perfect finale to our time in Sossusvlei, leaving us with lasting memories of our final night at the lodge.
The next morning promised an early adventure. At 4:30 a.m., we were scheduled to follow our lodge guide to Namib Sky Balloon Safaris for an unforgettable sunrise hot air balloon ride over Sossusvlei.
As you can witness in this video, traversing the unlit gravel roads in the darkness proved challenging. Thankfully, having someone lead the way ensured we reached our destination safely and on time.
On our arrival, we were warmly greeted, checked in, and offered a refreshing cup of coffee while we underwent a thorough safety briefing.
The facilities at the site boasted well-maintained, clean bathrooms for our convenience. Additionally, a souvenir shop showcased stunning photos of the experience, ideal for enhancing your home decor and preserving memories.
Following the briefing, we were organized into groups and proceeded to the launch site. Here, the attentive staff diligently prepared the hot air balloon for flight, conducting meticulous safety checks. With everything in order, our pilot beckoned us to board the basket, signaling the beginning of our exhilarating journey.
This hot air balloon ride was a magical journey over the iconic red dunes of Namibia's vast desert landscape. As the sun begins to rise, the vibrant hues of the dunes are bathed in the soft morning light, creating a breathtaking panorama beneath the hot air balloon. The silence of the desert is interrupted only by the occasional blast of the burner, propelling the balloon higher for unrivaled views of the mesmerizing Sossusvlei. Drifting peacefully above the undulating dunes, passengers are treated to an otherworldly perspective of ancient, ever-shifting sands that define Namibia's unique terrain.
Our pilot even skillfully maneuvered the balloon by descending into Sesriem Canyon, and then he brought us back up and proceeded to a nearby landing spot. Following the breathtaking flight, participants are invited to revel in their adventure with a memorable Sabrage experience, where our pilot masterfully opened a bottle of sparkling wine with a saber, infusing the post-balloon festivities with an electrifying flair.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Sorry, that went with the wind.
Moreover, the subsequent breakfast served was nothing short of spectacular. Guests were treated to a tasty spread featuring delicacies such as succulent salmon, an array of artisan cheeses, an assortment of meats, including zebra, and delectable pastries. Not to be overlooked, the coffee provided by Two Beards Coffee was exceptional, ensuring a delightful start to the day's culinary indulgence.
Once breakfast was finished, our original group got back together for our transport back to our starting point. From there, we would start the next leg of our epic road trip journey.
Leaving behind the mesmerizing dunes of Sossusvlei, we embarked on a journey that would carry us northward for 5.5 hours to the coastal gem of Namibia, Swakopmund, where we booked our next accommodation with the Desert Breeze Lodge.
Unlike the previous route from Windhoek to Sossusvlei, today's route was very straightforward. To start out, we backtracked the same way we came in to reach Solitaire.
This involved traveling up the C27 north to Sesriem, and then taking a right on the D826. At the next junction, we turned left on the C19 to head north to Solitaire. At Solitaire, we made a pit stop to refuel and get some road trip supplies.
From Solitaire, we made a left to go northwest on the C14. You don't need to worry about taking any turns for the next 3 hours.
As the miles unfurled, our path intersected with a pivotal marker, the Tropic of Capricorn, a symbolic delineation influencing Earth's climate zones, entwined with the dance of the solstices, and revered in both astronomy and geography. Around 51 kilometers after leaving Solitaire, this milestone presented an ideal opportunity for a quick photo capturing the essence of our passage through this geographical boundary.
Continuing our trek along the C14, after a few hours of travel, the landscape gradually transitioned, leading us to the coastal enclave of Walvis Bay. It is interesting to note that this area was once claimed by the British during the tumultuous era of the scramble for Africa. Eventually, Walvis Bay became part of the Union, with South Africa setting it apart from the German-controlled territories, including the neighboring town of Swakopmund.
Interestingly, Swakopmund lies just a half-hour drive north along the B2 paved highway from Walvis Bay. In stark contrast to its coastal counterpart, Swakopmund's architectural splendor mirrors the quaint charm of a traditional German settlement. The town exudes an ambiance steeped in history, serving as a poignant reminder of Namibia's colonial past when it bore the moniker of German Southwest Africa. Here, amidst the half-timbered facades and the thoroughfares bearing German names, we experienced a captivating blend of cultures, marking our first encounter with obvious European influences on African soil.
For the next couple of nights, we booked our accommodations at the Desert Breeze Lodge. We specifically chose this accommodation because of its great reviews. It was at a location convenient for us, and especially the view. It is not every day you could wake up to a view like this.
To Swakopmund, Namibia, which is just north of Walvis Bay, and it's a really neat location because it happens to sit on the Atlantic coast as well as right along the dune line. If you come on over here, the property we're staying at is Desert Breeze Lodge, and really cool thing, they're right up on the dunes. So we have a couple options on how we can see the dunes. You'll see right here we have this awesome patio. Come out here, have our coffee in the morning, look at these beautiful, beautiful dunes. Or if we're feeling super lazy, come over here. We don't even have to get out of bed. Pretty sweet. So you can see it's a really large room. Aside from the gorgeous view, the room itself is actually really cool with a lot of wood features in that. The bathroom has one kind of cool thing that we're not really used to, the shower. It's like I could disappear and you'll never see me again. After settling comfortably into our room, we saw recommendations from the lodge staff for a memorable dining experience. Their suggestion led us to The Tug, a culinary gem that exceeded our expectations with its delectable offerings.
The following day promised adventure as we embarked on a full-day tour with Eco Marine Kayak Tours. Our itinerary began with a thrilling kayaking expedition among seals, followed by an exploration of the breathtaking Sandwich Harbour.
For the kayaking activity, the guide will be providing warm jackets, waterproof shoes, and trousers, and a dry bag for cameras. Moreover, the guides generously offer to capture memorable moments throughout the activity, providing access to their photos at no extra cost through a convenient website link the next day.
For this epic morning activity, we were scheduled to meet at the Dolphins Coffee Shop in Walvis Bay at 8 a.m. If needed, you could easily arrive earlier and enjoy a quick breakfast and coffee within the shop. The tour company was on time, and after checking in, we boarded their vehicle to take a short drive to Pelican Point for the excursion.
En route, we marveled at a vast salt production and processing plant, extracting its salt from expansive pink lakes. The striking reddish-pink hue attributed to microorganisms releasing beta-carotene during photosynthesis offered a rare and captivating sight.
As we got closer to Pelican Point, one of the most important coastal wetlands in southern Africa, there were plenty of opportunities to see flamingos, both greater and lesser, cormorants, pelicans, and even black-backed jackals. These waters are nutrient-rich, which has a very high primary production of phytoplankton, which serves as a food source for a variety of other animals. During peak times in the summer, this area can supply up to 250,000 birds.
Upon arrival at Pelican Point, we donned our waterproof attire, secured life jackets, and received a comprehensive safety briefing along with tips for interacting with the seals. Eagerly, we launched into the pristine waters where playful seals greeted us with curiosity, showcasing their acrobatic prowess.
During the time that we visited, the seal pups were being weaned off their mother's milk. Due to this process, they were hangry and vocal with their moms. It's a critical point in their lives as they need to become independent and hunt for their food, or starve.
In terms of the animal interactions, the advice was to use our oars as a guide to determine if the seals were aggressive. If the curious seals laid on the oar, they were likely friendly and were interested in playing. If they bit the oar, then it's probably a bad idea to stick your hand in the water.
Engaging with the charming seals of Pelican Point requires more than just being present. It's about connecting with them on their level. We quickly learned that these curious creatures are drawn to lively energy, so if you're not making a splash with your enthusiasm, they might swim away. We've been told that they respond to singing or high-pitched voices. Despite our questionable singing abilities, we managed to forge unforgettable bonds with these playful animals, proving that genuine curiosity and respect transcend any lack of vocal talent.
Here we are, youth of a nation. After spending approximately 2 hours in the water, it was time to return to shore. Once ashore, we removed our life jackets and waterproof gear and indulged in some freshly brewed coffee accompanied by delicious sandwiches. As we savored our meal, we remained within view of the seal colony, still immersed in the sights and sounds of nature. When we felt ready to depart, we regrouped and climbed back into the vehicle, setting course back towards Walvis Bay.
If you've solely booked the kayaking excursion, you'd be dropped off at the original meeting point, which is the Dolphin's Coffee Shop. However, if your tour encompasses Sandwich Harbour as well, you'll meet up with the designated guide at the promenade upon returning to Walvis Bay.
Upon reaching the picturesque promenade, our guide welcomed us warmly, allowing for a brief respite and a chance to freshen up before setting off on our next adventure.
Nestled along the rugged coastline of Namibia, the exploration of Sandwich Harbour is a thrilling adventure that blends the surreal beauty of towering desert dunes with the dynamic meeting of land and sea.
As you traverse the enthralling landscape, the thrill intensifies with each climb up the towering dunes, providing panoramic views of the ever-shifting coastline. Descending towards the Atlantic Ocean, the adrenaline peaks as you witness the awe-inspiring convergence of desert and sea in a breathtaking display.
The sheer scale of Sandwich Harbour, coupled with the exhilarating experience of ascending and descending its monumental dunes, creates memories that linger long after the journey concludes.
One of the challenging aspects for tour drivers is the fact that the wind is constantly moving the dunes around. In a sense, each visit to the harbor could be considered the first time with this dynamic and ever-changing landscape.
Besides experiencing the exhilarating 4x4 dune adventures, the dune serves as an ideal setting to delve deeper into understanding this desert ecosystem. Our exploration provided insights into the lives of seals, jackals, and smaller inhabitants such as the sand gecko, all of whom inhabit this remarkable terrain. It was also fascinating to see pink sand, which was made up of pink garnets and other geological stones.
Lastly, let's not forget to highlight the delightful picnic included in this excursion, where you can indulge in a selection of snacks paired with your choice of drinks, which included sparkling wine and beer, adding an extra layer of enjoyment to your experience.
In total, the Sandwich Harbour tour was about 4 hours and our day ended around 5 p.m.
For this evening's dining experience, we opted for Cookie's Pub, known for its delectable seafood and grill offerings. Our taste buds were treated to a feast of succulent oysters and plump mussels, indulging in the flavors of the sea in a cozy and inviting atmosphere.
The following morning, we had breakfast at the lodge and set off on our next adventure, which was with Desert Explorers.
One thing that Swakopmund is known for is its plentiful opportunities for adrenaline seekers. As you can see from the Desert Explorers website, they offer quad biking, sandboarding, skydiving, catamaran cruises, a living desert tour, scenic flights, a Sandwich Harbour tour, kayaking, paragliding, and more.
For today, we opted for the Explorer Combo, which included an adrenaline-filled quad bike ride, along with some action-packed lie-down sandboarding, and with the third part of the tour being a more relaxed quad bike ride where you get to see animals and plant life of the desert. This tour started at 8:30 a.m. and it is scheduled to end around 12.
At the beginning of the tour, we were lucky to have made some new friends. After saying goodbye to Mr. and Mrs. Squawks, we made that up, we were fitted with our helmets for the quad bike experience. Once that was done, we were given a few hand instructions by our guide. For example, there was a hand signal for speeding up, slowing down, and danger. Once we got the safety instructions, we were off to the dunes.
Simply put, our hearts raced with excitement as we hopped on our quads. We were ready to conquer these majestic sand dunes. The dunes stretch endlessly, creating a surreal backdrop for our adventure. Swakopmund's vast and dynamic terrain provides the perfect playground for off-road enthusiasts, offering an adrenaline-pumping journey up and down these dunes.
Along your journey through the dunes, you could get to know some of the fascinating creatures that call this desert their home. We were lucky enough to be able to come across the following creatures: the Namib dune gecko, reticulated desert lizard, dancing white lady spider, and desert chameleon.
Lastly, our journey culminated in an unforgettable sandboarding adventure amidst the Namib dunes, an experience that seamlessly blends adrenaline with awe-inspiring landscapes. As you lie down on your board and prepare to descend the towering dunes, the sheer thrill of anticipation sets in, creating an exhilarating atmosphere. The rush of speeding down the slopes, with the wind in your face and the mesmerizing desert panorama as your backdrop, is a sensory delight like no other. Sandboarding in the dunes offers not just an adventure, but a heart-pounding and unforgettable experience that seamlessly blends the thrill of extreme sports with awe-inspiring beauty of the desert environment.
As our final tour in Namibia drew to a close around noon, we found ourselves with ample time before our 4:50 p.m. departure from Walvis Bay Airport. As a general rule, it is advisable to be at the airport 3 hours before your flight. To be extra safe, we decided to just drive to the airport and return the rental car early. However, we regretted that decision.
There were so many great places to eat at in Walvis Bay or Swakopmund. In retrospect, we would have preferred to have had one last amazing meal in the area before going to the airport.
Upon reaching the airport, the process of returning the car to Avis was seamless, ensuring a swift and efficient transition. Yet, our anticipation was met with a small hiccup as we arrived to find an hour-long wait before we could check in our luggage. Thankfully, a nearby coffee shop provided solace with its selection of snacks and beverages. Once past the check-in and security hurdles, we were relieved to discover 2 open restaurants within the airport premises, offering a welcome respite and a chance to savor one last meal before bidding farewell to this enchanting land.
This concludes our travel guide for Namibia. If you've enjoyed this content, please help support our channel by liking this video and subscribing. Also, please stay tuned for our next episode, which will cover the fantastic destination of Cape Town. And remember, don't just watch adventures, create them!
We have been in the desert for days. There's nothing at all. I thought I saw a plant. I was gonna dig and find its water source, and then it turned out to be dead as well. That's our fate.